All right, people, what's up, everyone, and welcome to another movie review with your boy, GorTheMovieGod, that's me. Sup? And I just got back from seeing a little movie called BRIGHTBURN, which I was actually looking forward to. I don't know about you. I'm assuming not many people were excited for it because it didn't do well this weekend, which is a shame because I'm not gonna lie to you, I really enjoyed it. But I thought it was a really great premise. It was just evil Superman. You know, if Superman showed up and he didn't become Superman, he became Evil Man. You know, he goes around murdering people gruesomely in R-rated glory, and that sounds awesome. Man, I wanted to see that totally. Produced by James Gunn. Cool. He knows superhero stuff. I mean, he didn't write it or anything, but I think his brothers actually wrote it. But whatever. You know what? I'm okay with it. As long as he thought it looked good, then I will trust James Gunn, because for the most part, he makes really good stuff. Even the stuff that gets bad reviews, like Super, I loved Super. I thought it was great. Critics didn't like it. I don't know why. I thought it was one of the best movies of that year, personally. But you have to like the kind of stuff I like Superman going around murdering people, I guess. Now, I like Superman as he is, to be honest. To be completely honest. How Superman is in, you know, the original Richard Donner movie. I love that stuff. You know, he's patriotic. He's like, oh, let's go fight Zod. You know, I love that stuff. But having a split universe thing where Superman is evil and not only kills people, but in extremely violent ways, and not only that, but he fucks with people. That's my jam. So I had a good time with this movie. I'm not gonna lie, I really did. The movie itself isn't fantastic or anything, but I really had a good time because it is a movie that doesn't really pull punches. It is rated R. It had a small budget, so they went crazy with the violence. It's not like, you know, it's not like a bloodbath, but, you know, when people die, you feel it. People die gruesomely and realistically, which I appreciate. It's taking a realistic approach for a superhero murdering people, which I appreciated too. I know a lot of people were upset that the premise isn't used effectively enough, but I thought it was effectively enough for a movie like this. I mean, I knew it was gonna be a horror movie. Let me look at the poster. That looks like a horror movie. It doesn't look like a superhero movie with some horror shit sprinkled throughout. That looks like a horror movie with some superhero stuff in it. So that's exactly what I was expecting, and I liked it. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I love all the murder. I love murder. So yeah, I just like watching a young Superman go around and I don't want to spoil any of the kills. Let's just say some of it gets extremely violent, and I was surprised because the first time you see any violence really in this movie, like super violence is what I'm talking about. You see a couple things before this, but is of course the eye with the glass in it, which I mean, I already have glass in front of my eye. I don't need it inside my eye, thank you. And that was horrifying and gross and kind of realistic looking with all the ooze coming out. I was like, ugh. So that right there I thought was going to be enough, you know, and there'll be some blood here and there, you know, little moments here and there where, oh, you see a little bit of blood spray around, but no, people get gutted. People get hurt bad. People, I don't want to spoil. I'll just say people get gutted, and then there's a lot of hurt bad shit that happens. Let's say, and yeah, I mean, it's not a huge body count. I'll say that, but for a movie like this, I mean, they did a pretty good job. And considering it's a $6 million budget, at least that's what it says on IMDb. Bravo, man, because there's times where, like, you see a car flip, you see a lawnmower get thrown in the air, you see them fly around all the time, you see the house get destroyed, like in the trailer. Again, I'm not spoiling anything that's not in the trailer already. Considering it was a $6 million budget, and you have Elizabeth Banks, and I mean, I know David Denham isn't really a big actor, but, you know, he's at least somewhat of a name. Not bad. $6 million is pretty good, and the kid is really good too. The kid is fucking creepy. What's his name? Jackson Dunn. Creepy kid. Great actor. Yeah, he was Ant-Man in Endgame, the kid version of Ant-Man. I know everybody was talking about that, like, oh, Ant-Man became Superman, now he's crazy or whatever, which is funny. But yeah, so I really enjoyed all of the brutality. I love how dark it gets. I love that the parents aren't just like the typical, like, we'll always fight for you or whatever. Like, the father quickly just is rational, realistic, and he's like, no, this kid is evil, okay? Fuck that. Like, we need to get rid of him. I know he's my son, and, you know, we've spent like a few years with him as our son, but we need him to not be here anymore. Like, he's rational. Of course, Elizabeth Banks is more of the motherly figure, like, oh no, I love him, whatever. But you know what? even that I was okay with, because there's moments in the movie where we see things but she doesn't see stuff, you know? We see him do murderous things, but we don't see that, okay? So I understood why she was still defending him, even though we knew he was murdering people. She didn't. And there wasn't really enough evidence to suggest he was going around as a Superman type character murdering people. Oh, by the way, I guess this world doesn't have a Superman. I guess this is like a fictional world where Superman doesn't exist. I guess, I don't know, because nobody ever says Superman or anything. Oh, by the way, he has his own little logo with the BB thing, which is funny, because, you know, S for Superman, but he has BB. Yeah. And he writes it everywhere. It's good. I like it. A little detail I like. So yeah, I got to give everybody credit here. The acting is really good for the most part. I don't think there's anybody that really does a bad job. I thought the violence was up to snuff, considering it's an R-rated horror movie. The budget is used effectively. I think all the Superman stuff, all the flying around and stuff is really well done, really well shot. There's that one really cool shot where Elizabeth Banks is under the table and he keeps going swooping through the kitchen and stuff that you see in the trailer. Thought that was a really good shot. And there's just some dark shit that happens later on in the movie that I wasn't expecting. I was like, oh shit, okay, damn. This kid was fucking rough. Like, I was like, oh. The only problem I have is that I know it was a short movie. It's like 85 minutes if you don't count the credits. But I was hoping they would elaborate more on him. Like, you know how Superman, we get a character like Jor-El telling him like, oh, this is why you're here, and you know, I'm your father, and yada yada, you live on Krypton. There's no moment like that. The only thing you get is a ship that kind of brainwashes him in a way where you don't really understand how it works. The ship is like communicating to him and stuff like that. That's all you really get. And I just want to tell everybody that immediately. Don't go in expecting to get a lot of backstory. Don't want anybody being disappointed. You don't really get any of that, which is perfectly fine. But I would still like to have seen some backstory. Also, the dialogue isn't the best. I mean, the actors do a good job, but there's a lot of just like, oh, you're my baby boy, I love you, you're my baby boy. You know, Elizabeth Banks does that over and over again. She's very motherly in it. And there's moments between the parents that are just like, come on, man. Like, even though you're not seeing the evil shit he's doing, you should still be like, I mean, I'm not saying murder him or anything. I'm just saying you should be a little bit more aware. Like, he's doing weird shit and he's acting like an asshole. So there's times where you do really get annoyed at the parents, mainly the mother. But for the most part, I enjoyed it. It wasn't great. There wasn't too much character development. You don't really get a sense of the town itself. I mean, the movie's called BRIGHTBURN. It's named after the town. There's no real reason. It's like calling Super 8 Super 8. There was no reason to really call it that. Remember Super 8? That was a great movie. J.J. Abrams, not James Gunn, but whatever. It had a similar feeling to it. Not really, but I don't know. The marketing made it feel like, oh, it's mysterious, kind of like this. Yeah, I don't know. I would have liked to see more of the town, you know. Not that I really wanted a Stranger Things or like a Steven Spielberg style like feel to it, like Super 8 was, and also Stranger Things. But still, I just kind of want to get more of a sense of the town and stuff. You don't really get to see too much. You get to see a diner, a little bit of the school, and then the farm. That's it. I guess him going crazy and murdering people is a little quick, but they do kind of explain it with the spaceship kind of controlling him in a way. But you have to kind of figure that out yourself, and that's not 100% exactly what's happening. You just have to go and say, oh, I think that's what's happening. I don't know. You just have to like kind of go with it. You have to go with the flow. So overall, BRIGHTBURN is a very entertaining movie. It's very dark. It's not, and I'm talking about dark in tone. I guess the movie itself is dark too. There's a lot of night shots, but I mean dark in tone. It's very violent. A lot of great practical effects too. Let me just say, one guy gets really messed up, and it's gruesome. Let me just say he's doing a lot of this just to keep himself together. It's really gruesome. It's really good. Oh, it's good. It's a fun movie. I had a really good time. I keep saying it's fun, even though I'm saying it's dark and extremely violent, but that's exactly what I wanted, so I had fun with it. Yeah, I thought it was a good time. So if I had to give it a score, I guess from a 0 to a 10, if I'm just doing 0 to 10 ranking, I'd give it, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed it, and I think you might like it too. Don't go in expecting like something huge or anything, but it's a fun time for sure. So, well, for me, for a guy like me, it's a fun time. Some people will be like kind of disturbed by some of the shit that happens in it, but whatever. I liked it. Anyway, there you go. That's it. Thank you. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed the review. See you later. Goodbye.